Hi, you guys. I just got back from videotaping. I had an interesting experience. So, I'm walking and I'm videoing. I decided to, as you will see, just to go down a smaller street because of all the traffic on the main vein. It's very noisy. So I get done and here comes this police car, and the officer gets out. He goes, "Hi." I'm like, "Hi." He says, "Someone called because you were videotaping on the road there, on the street." So I explained to him, that I have this YouTube channel and gave him my ID and all is well. But it kind of shocked me. I'm like, ah, am I about to be in silver bracelets? But anyway, all is well, and I wrote down the name of my channel, and I said, "Hey," he says, "how many subscribers do you have?" And I said, "I had one, and now I have this many." And I said, "Go check it out." Anyway, here is my walk and talk. I love you guys. Hi, you guys. I want to take you to a quiet street. The traffic is crazy on the main vein. You see something? Want to see a sign of spring? Look at that thing. Can you get a close-up? Don't know how clear this will come out for you. I love it. Yeah, I happen to love flowers. So let me get you off to a nice, quiet side street. This is one of our main streets here, and seeing as it's the early afternoon, excuse me, very, very noisy. And I don't know, I just get have y'all ever kind of felt, let's see, it's kind of like you feel your spirit, you feel, just your spirit, you feel a sense of how things are going to be, and this is my fourth attempt to start this video, Not quite sure what I'm dealing with, but we are going to ignore, and of course, we're going to keep going. What do they say? Fight the good fight? So we are going to fight the good fight. Alright. Let us go down one of our nice, quiet side streets, and let me show you what I really wanted to do. When I first came here, as y'all know, I had thoughts, my own thoughts. And how many of you know you better come in agreement with your Father, your Heavenly Father, that is. I think that He gives us, I know He gives us wisdom if we're willing to listen. Anyways, we are going to get off this vein. I gotta tell you something. The sounds of these cars and motorcycles and beeping and all this other business drives Granny a little nuts. So let's go down a nice quiet street, shall we? Here we go. Alright. Now, it's kind of interesting when you go down a street, and here there's a lot of, let me see if I can show you. Okay, just one moment. Let's turn this around. Okay, you see how you have the grass, and then that's where a sidewalk should be, and then you have your road. Okay. It's not very walker friendly around here. You know, where I come from, you know, they even had bridges that would go over what I call the main veins of traffic, and they were biker and walker friendly. You have a few crosswalks here, but they are in very odd places. They are on smaller streets. And then for the main streets where there's, you know, 4 lanes of traffic on either side, there aren't any crosswalks. I find that kind of odd. I grew up in a small city. And then when I was married, one of my marriages, we moved to the country, and I fell in love with the country. There we could leave the keys in the ignition of our vehicle, having forgotten them. And you, of course, would wake up the next day and everything would be where you left it. You could leave your doors unlocked. And I kind of miss that. I don't know how you guys feel about that. The innocence of a time gone by. And I will never forget the breaking of the innocence. As far as crime is concerned, okay, what had happened in the state where I was from, I was a child, and I'll never forget, my mother could leave the apartment door unlocked. She could. And of course she didn't for the most part, but you could forget and not be afraid. And so this little girl was kidnapped and murdered, and they found her body. They never found out who did it. Yeah. And my mom, I was sitting on the living room couch. It was evening time. It just started to get dark. And she walked over to the door and locked it. And we kind of looked at each other, and we spoke a million words with a look. Have you ever taken a look at your spouse? You've gazed at each other, but you're saying a million things without saying one word. What we said to each other, she says, I have to lock this door. Things are different. And I'm like, you have to lock the door. Things are different. You have to lock it. Yeah, the innocence gone. And she would always be right on us, watching us. Where are you going? You know, whose house are you going to? Whose apartment are you going to? That kind of thing. And it got a little more tense after that horrible thing that happened to that child and to that family. Innocence lost. Now, it doesn't mean that we walk around not able to enjoy ourselves out of fear. It just means that now we have to be a little bit more aware of our surroundings when you go walking, knowing where your keys are, that kind of thing. It's kind of crazy when you have to, let's see, I've got a dog. For some folks, I've got a gun, a legal gun, I set the alarm. You know, all the things that you have to do to live, quote unquote, a normal life. You know? Let's turn you around. But yeah. But anywho, like I said, I will turn this around and show you what I mean by my thoughts for when I first came here. Okay. Now, you see that house? I had thoughts that I would come here, the person and I, we were going to get married, and I wanted a one-story brick house with maybe an extra bedroom in case if my son wanted to come and visit or live. Yeah. I had my my plans or thoughts as to what I wanted to do. Just work, you know, be married, live my life. Yeah, we all have thoughts and dreams. We all have goals. You set a certain set goal in your life. Here you are, you're older, and you get a little bit intimidated and says, well, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, I'm even in my 60s. Can I go back to school? Yes, you can. You can change it up and switch it up. You know, depending on your income, there's a lot of classes that you can get for free. Why be intimidated by your age? Why be intimidated by your circumstances? Don't do that. You're never too old to start again. What did they say with Job? He had twice as much than when he started. Yeah. Alright, let's turn down this street. Let's take a look at these red bushes. This is pretty cool. Yes, I like vegetation, flowers, bushes, that kind of thing, you know, different colors. So, here, I don't know if the color shows up. It doesn't take much to keep me happy. It doesn't take much to put a little smile on my face when I come outside and I see the different plants in spring, the flowers, and when everything starts to bloom. Once all of this starts to happen, I'll get some of that for you so you can see. But I know in your area there's probably certain set flowers and things like that that bloom, and you know spring has sprung. Now for some it's, you see the daffodils. Unfortunately, the first thing you see is what is those, can't think of what you call those little yellow flowers that pop up on your lawn, the weeds. They have the lovely, you look out and you have a sea of yellow dandelions. Want to see one? Watch this. Yeah, there it is. Are you all shaking your fists saying, yeah, there it is, now I gotta get the weed stuff out? You try to mow them over, right? If you mow them over, what happens? You don't pull it up from the root, it just comes right back. Don't you wish the same thing that was in a weed could be, you know, that same strength of a weed could be in a regular plant? Yeah. So let's cross. Yeah, I have a light jacket on this time. I wasn't sure. You know, my old bones. I don't know why I get cold so easily. Menopause, who knows? So yeah, I am thinking about the starting over process for some of you. And I'm thinking, about the strength of that weed. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I think that you're stronger than you realize. I want you to reach deep inside the inner strength. Oh yes, over the past bunch of years I've learned some lessons, but I have not lost my sense of humor. I have not lost myself. You know, for a while there I thought I lost me. I thought I lost me. Yes, I did. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I have for this walk and talk today, and I will be out again, and we will see what happens. I love you guys very much, and I will see you, if I can get this correct. Let's see, can we do it? Of course we can. I'll see you on my next video, okay? Bye.